Oh, good morning. So, chapter 9, Coburn, Cockerel number 2. In between Flake's departure and his return, Coburn made a brief appearance on the scene. As with Cockerel number 1, Cockerel number 2 was also connected to Chicken John, and the slight misfit of a bird seemed to have a much better chance of fitting in with the funny family, where convention had not. People in Potato kept fowl for food. If the walking dinners had stopped laying, mating, or had become too great in number, the birds ended up on the table. It was because of this that when I discovered a lame cockerel amongst the chickens I looked after for John, I saw an opportunity to use the bird's likely fate as leverage in persuading Stephen that another cockerel, at our own request, was a good idea. The appearance of the bird was no hindrance to the decision to adopt him. With his beautifully long, shiny petrol blue feathers, which arched up and fell in a sweeping curve to within a short distance from the ground, the cockerel, which became christened Coburn, was certainly a creature to court attention. But where the bird fitted in with his new surroundings was that in place of a stately strut, there was a lopsided hobble. Trilby, the hen, was not impressed by the new arrival. Coburn did try to do what comes naturally to the male species when in the company of an attractive prospective mate, but Trilby ran too fast, and on the rare occasions that she was caught, Coburn was not very comfortable or skilled in lovemaking with the use of only one good leg. So, although it is possible that overexertion led to the poor chap's early demise, the jury could not rule out other factors. The first signs we had that something more than an injured leg was a problem for our cockerel appeared one afternoon. As things developed quickly, when we saw a blue tinge not only on Coburn's feathers but on his face as well, we did not do anything immediately because despite the unusual hue, there seemed little difference in the bird's behaviour. Over the following hour, however, his hobbling around the enclosure became slower, and the blue colouring spread to his beak. It was at that point that I entered the bird's pen, and having caught the cockerel, I started massaging its neck in case something had become lodged there. Yet despite those actions, the bird continued turning blue. Not knowing what else to do, I made the decision to turn Coburn upside down and pat his back, hoping that any object which was causing a blockage further down the bird's windpipe would be dislodged. The road to hell and all that is certainly true in this case, despite my good intentions. And all that meant was, unfortunately, Cockerel number 2 breathed, however labouredly, his last. Whether it was a piece of food that would not continue its passage, or a dodgy ticker, or maybe my hand, we will never know which caused his demise. Stephen's good intentions did not lead him to hell, but they were often misread. Although touchy and sensitive can have similar meanings, they are not the same thing. And if we described the musician as being the latter of the two, then it would not be a great leap of faith to call me the former. Stephen loved me deeply and wanted only to make me happy. But there were times when he would surprise me with a gift, maybe no more than a bar of chocolate or a newspaper. And instead of the smile he hoped to see, he was met with a reprimand for spending money on frivolities. My instinctive response was not meant to wound Stephen, and after the initial reaction had passed, I would try to explain that I did appreciate the thought behind the present, but that it really wasn't necessary.